I'm with Aki Anastasiou, 702's tech guru, the man who knows it all. Anything you want to know about iPads, laptops, tweeting, and all of those sort of things, this is the man we come to. Now, a lot has been made about the new phones on the markets. It's HTC, it's Android, it's Ice Cream Sandwich, it's Nokia's, it's Windows. I mean, it's enough to drive you crazy if you don't know what you want and what's out there. Aki, you holding two of the most powerful phones at present in your hands. What are they?
Well, arguably, these two are the best phones in the world at the moment. And when I say they're the best phones in the world at the moment, they feature the very latest technology and they are the fastest phones. They've got the best cameras, etc., etc. They're both Android phones, which is the Google operating system, and they're both running the version 4 of it, which is Ice Cream Sandwich. This is the Samsung Galaxy S3, and this is the HTC One X. They both look very similar, as you can see. You know, they're both white in background. There's obviously different colors available, but if you look at them as we look at them right now, they both look very similar. The difference between the two of them is that the Samsung Galaxy S3 is slightly thinner. It weighs slightly less, 3 grams. 130 grams versus 133 grams, which is neither here or there. They both have similar displays. Samsung features the Super AMOLED display, whereas the One X features a different kind of technology. But without getting too technical, they both look almost identical, as you can see over here. They both have quad-core processors. The Samsung has a slightly bigger battery, which means you'll get a slightly longer battery life on your phone. But, you know, when I say slightly longer, you might get an extra hour a day. So these are the two smartest, best phones in the market under the Android umbrella. Obviously, you have other competitors and other operating systems, but right now, when you look at these two devices, they have got phenomenal cameras, 8 megapixel cameras. They're able to record 1080p, high-definition video, and the really cool technologies that they have is that when you're shooting video, right, you sometimes get that camera moment where you say, oh, I wish I had a photograph of that. They both have this burst capability, in other words, that you can capture a picture from the video that you're shooting at the same time, which is quite a cool feature. But essentially, feature for feature, they both really have the same feature. Because they're two different brands, HTC puts their own kind of face and lipstick on this Android device, and the Samsung Galaxy S3, they do their own one, like, for example, they have the TouchWiz interface. So that's where we are with these two smartphones in the world at the moment. Both quad-core processors, really, really fast, and it's just amazing what you can do with these phones today.
Now, Aki, iPhones have been growing. I mean, earlier this year, a lot of people were thinking the iPhone 5 was going to be announced, and eventually, you know, an iPhone 4S, and we see Siri and applications like that, you know, adding to it. These are big competitors to Apple, and I mean, Samsung and Apple have had their own battles in court. What next for the iPhone? What are they going to add to this battle?
Well, you mentioned Siri. They've got a similar product on here, Google have, and we recently heard the new operating system that Apple has announced with deep integration with Facebook and everything. Everyone's waiting to see what the iPhone 5 is going to look like. Nobody knows what it's going to look like, but the indications are that it's going to be on a bigger form factor than what you currently have. So you can see these smartphones are growing a little bit bigger than what they used to be before. I mean, you have an older version of an HTC over here, and you can just see how the size of the screen has grown over the last couple of years. So certainly smartphones are getting a bigger screen, and that's what we're expecting with the iPhone 5, which is expected to be announced sometime in, you know, towards the end of August. Will be in South Africa towards October, November. So that's the big one, you know, the big competitor. But Android at the moment commands the world's biggest market share. I mean, Android phones are all over the place. You get them on different devices. The other one that's interesting to note is Microsoft, because Windows 8 is coming out towards the end of the year, and that's also a different kind of interface, different kind of operating system. Microsoft have for the first time, you know, got that right in terms of the mobile platform, the tablet platform, and the PC platform, and they're going to be using a Metro tile interface where you have these live tiles changing your updates automatically. So it's a very interesting time in the world of the smartphone market.
So, Aki, just to wrap up, how do I go about getting the best phone for what I'm looking for? So let's say, I mean, I don't want something that's necessarily, you know, that that's as big as my hand. I want something that I'm able to carry around with me quite quickly and have easy access to, while still having a great camera to take pictures, to do video where I need to be able to download email should I need. But these all seem a bit bulky. What other options are out there?
Well, there are smaller phones out there in the market, but what you should be looking at is, look at what budget you have. Obviously, if you're going to spend a lot of money, you get a better phone. The battery life is key, and it's always good to just Google the phone that you're looking for, and look at other people's opinions on what they have thought about the specific phones. Today, Sheldon, you don't get really bad phones. Today's phones are all of a good quality, so they offer and deliver a good quality experience to the user, because today's companies are so conscious about having a bad phone in the market. You can destroy your reputation. So you get very few bad phones like you had in the past. Battery life is a key issue, so look at that. Look at the camera that you're going to be using, and then obviously look at your contract. Your contract is key over here. A lot of these cell phone companies hide the extras, and they put little things here and there, and they give you a smaller data bundle, for example, and that's where the consumer gets into trouble. When you have a smaller bundle in your data, and you go over that bundle and you're paying out of data costs, that's where it's expensive. So data is key. These phones today use data, and they love data. Smartphones today guzzle data. Look at your package and look at your battery life and check on that, as well as your budget and what you have to spend.
Eyewitness News. In touch, in tune, and independent.